Hey there, Zen Otaku crew! Today we're talking about 10 amazing anime that were totally ignored, but that absolutely deserve a binge watch session on Crunchyroll. You know that show you watch and think, dude, why does nobody talk about this? Yeah, this list is packed with those hidden gems, so grab your drink, put on your headphones, and let's go. Because the last one on this list is a masterpiece that's going to blow your mind. 1. The Asan Newbie Adventurer. Let's start with one that sounds like a joke but is actually great. The Asan Newbie Adventurer. The title says it all. A middle-aged guy decides to become an adventurer. Unlike all those teenage prodigies with swords and special powers, this dude is a regular guy starting over after 30. What makes it work is how it flips the usual RPG cliches. We're used to the young hero who instantly becomes overpowered, but this man literally grinds from zero. He trains, he fails, he learns, and every victory feels earned. The tone mixes humor, motivation, and good action scenes. It's not just another fantasy, it's about finding a new purpose in life. The setting feels like a classic RPG world, but without copying Sword Art Online or Re:Zero. Why is it on the list? Because almost nobody gave it a chance. The title sounds like parody, but it's one of the most inspiring anime you'll watch. It proves that it's never too late to start over. 2. Alderamin on the Sky. Next up, Alderamin on the Sky, a rare mix of war, tactics, and brilliant writing. The main character, Ikta Solork, might remind you of Shikamaru or Lelouch. Lazy, sarcastic, looks like he doesn't care, but when the pressure hits, he's a genius strategist. The setting is a war-torn empire, full of political and religious conflicts. But instead of raw power, battles are won with brains. The tactical planning and dialogue are top tier, and the way characters grow is genuinely satisfying. What really stands out is the emotional weight. It's not afraid to show the ugly side of war, loss, morality, survival versus heroism. It's smart, engaging, and underrated. It got buried under flashier titles when it came out, but it deserves way more love. 3. Akudama Drive. Now it's time for pure chaos and cyberpunk energy. Akudama Drive. This anime is a visual explosion. Picture a futuristic world drenched in neon, where society is divided between the elite and the lawless. In the middle of it all, you've got a gang of criminals with insane abilities and even crazier personalities. From episode 1, it grabs you by the throat. The animation is gorgeous, one of the best-looking series of the decade, and the electronic soundtrack hits perfectly with the non-stop action. Each character has a codename like Courier, Brawler, or Doctor, and every one of them has a wild backstory. The plot is unpredictable, full of twists and betrayals, but it also has real heart and social commentary about freedom and control. People wrote it off as just flashy violence, but it's so much more. Akudama Drive is one of the best cyberpunk anime ever made. Stylish, brutal, and unforgettable. 4. Angolmois, Record of Mongol Invasion. Let's go back in time with Angolmois, Record of Mongol Invasion. This is basically a historical war movie turned into an anime. No magic, no fantasy tricks, just steel, blood, and honor. The story follows samurai defending a small island from the Mongol invasion of Japan, based on real history. The art style feels like an ancient painting, rough and beautiful, adding authenticity to every frame. The protagonist, Jinzaburo, is a disgraced samurai who finds redemption in the middle of chaos. The fights are raw and heavy. Every hit feels real. It's about courage and survival, not flashy heroics. It went under the radar because it came out during a wave of generic action shows, but Angolmois deserves to be remembered as one of the best historical anime out there. 5. Apocalypse Hotel. Now we enter the strange and twisted with Apocalypse Hotel. This one's for fans of weird, mind-bending anime like Serial Experiments Lain or Paranoia Agent. The whole thing takes place in a mysterious hotel that seems to exist outside time and space. Every guest who arrives is running from something, their past, their guilt, or even the end of the world. Each episode feels like a dream, or maybe a nightmare, with a mix of surreal visuals and eerie sound design. It's confusing, fascinating, and hypnotic. You might finish it wondering if you understood any of it, but that's part of the experience. It's deeply symbolic and perfect for fans who like to analyze every scene. Hardly anyone knows about it, but it's one of those hidden gems that stick with you. 6. Welcome to Japan, Ms. Elf. After that trip, let's chill a bit. Welcome to Japan, Ms. Elf is wholesome, funny, and full of charm. It's basically an isekai in reverse. Instead of a human going to a fantasy world, a curious elf ends up in modern-day Japan. She's amazed by everything: food, trains, vending machines, even smartphones. The main guy is an ordinary worker who suddenly has to explain the modern world to a magical being who doesn't understand anything. The humor is gentle, the pacing is calm, and the chemistry between the characters is pure gold. It's part slice of life, part romantic comedy, and perfect for relaxing after a long day. It also explores themes like loneliness, culture shock, and finding connection in unexpected places. It's a small, cozy story that deserves way more attention. 7. Undead Murder Farce. Let's bring the darkness back with Undead Murder Farce. This anime combines gothic horror, mystery, and detective drama in a world where vampires, demons, and humans coexist. Our heroine, Aya Rindo, is immortal, and only her head remains. She travels with a monstrous but loyal bodyguard and a human maid, solving bizarre supernatural crimes. The setting is pure Victorian Gothic: misty streets, candlelight, and eerie castles. The writing is sharp, full of wit and clever dialogue, and every case feels like a twisted fairy tale. What makes it special is its mix of humor and philosophy. It questions what it means to be human while monsters and humans both commit horrors. The tone is stylish and intelligent, and the characters are unforgettable. Sadly, it went under the radar because of its strange premise, but Undead Murder Farce is one of the smartest supernatural anime in years. At Witchcraftworks now for an underrated classic, Witchcraftworks. This one flips the usual roles. Instead of the guy saving the girl is the overpowered witch saving the clueless boy. The story follows Hanoka, a completely normal student, and Kagari, a stoic, insanely powerful witch who decides he's her priority to protect. From there, chaos ensues: magical battles, explosions, and hilarious rival witches trying to kidnap him for no apparent reason. The show balances action and comedy perfectly. The animation is still beautiful, full of colorful spells and creative effects. It's also self-aware, poking fun at its own tropes and turning every cliché into a punchline. It didn't make much noise when it aired, but it aged surprisingly well. If you like magic school stories with strong characters and great humor, this is a hidden gem worth revisiting. 9. Twin Star Exorcists. Next, we have Twin Star Exorcists, a shounen that deserved way more love than it got. The premise sounds wild. Two exorcists are destined by prophecy to marry and give birth to the child who will save the world, but they can't stand each other. What follows is a blend of rival tension, romance, and intense battles against cursed monsters. The fight choreography is top-notch, full of energy and creative abilities. The chemistry between the leads is the core of the show. They grow together, challenge each other, and evolve both as fighters and as people. It's emotional, funny, and full of hype moments. It came out during the height of other big shounen hits like My Hero Academia and Black Clover, so it got overshadowed. But Twin Star Exorcists delivers that classic adventure energy we all miss: heart, fire, and a lot of spirit. 10. The Girl from the Other Side. And finally, let's close with a true work of art, The Girl from the Other Side. This anime is quiet, poetic, and utterly beautiful. It tells the story of a small girl living in a world divided by a terrible curse. On one side live humans. On the other, the cursed beings, black-skinned creatures who bring death with their touch. The girl is taken care of by one of these creatures, a mysterious, gentle guardian who becomes her family. The animation looks like a moving watercolor painting. Every scene feels like a fairy tale, slow, melancholic, and filled with emotion. There are no big fights or loud moments, just pure storytelling through atmosphere and feeling. It's a story about love, difference, and compassion in a world built on fear. Many people skipped it because it's too slow, but those who watched know it's something special, a piece of art disguised as an anime. So, what did you think of the list? I'm sure at least one of these will make it into your next Crunchyroll binge. Now tell me, which of these have you already seen, or which one are you adding to your watch list? Drop a comment below and let's talk. And of course, subscribe to Zen Otaku, hit that like button, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Because here, we dig up the real hidden treasures of the anime world. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.